Hi, fellow collectors and YouTubers. Welcome back to Mastodon Comics and Collecting. Um, I'm going to take a cue from the Gray Man and show some CDs. I'm packing them away because I'm going to be doing some reorganizing, and I'm going to show off my collection shelf by shelf. So this will probably be 6 videos. Um, Probably about a half an hour a piece. The first is 3 Inches of Blood. They're basically a kind of a hardcore band, mix uh, vocals. They got 2 separate vocalists. Pretty cool band. 38 Special, Millennium Collector's Collection, best of all their good stuff. 3 Doors Down. I have an eclectic taste in music, as you'll find. AC/DC. Several years ago, approaching 15 now, I started picking these up at Walmart. Next thing I knew, I had like their first 6 albums. High Voltage. This is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Let There Be Rock. Powerage. Highway to Hell, which is my favorite AC/DC album. The Last with Bon Scott. Back in Black. Probably their biggest selling. For Those About to Rock. For me, this is when they kind of started to wane a little bit until the album with Thunderstruck came out. Ace of Base. This actually came from my sister, but it was kind of part of my childhood. That's the only reason I still have it. Accept. Now this one is 2 different albums. This is Breaker and I'm a Rebel. Accept, Take 2, Accept and Quiet Riot. This is a $5 bin at Walmart. Bryan Adams, pretty good artist. I don't want to call him soft rock. I don't really know what he probably falls into. A couple different singer-songwriter, I guess. Aerosmith, Pump. Aerosmith, 9 Lives. I've had this album since it came out. I think I was in 9th grade I bought that. Airborne, really good band. I saw at Metal Mayhem Fest a couple years ago. More than a couple years ago. almost 11 years ago. Alice in Chains' Greatest Hits. Good stuff. The Allman Brothers Band, Eat a Peach. Classic album. And their Millennium Collection. Alter Bridge. I only bought this one because of Edge's theme song being on it. It turns out to be a pretty good album. I recommend it. The Best of Annihilator. Very good Canadian thrash metal band. Recommend them. Anthrax, Greater of Two Evils. This is kind of, I was in BMG, and this was one of the ones that I didn't really want it, but it was the one that you had to buy. So, Madhouse, the very best of Anthrax. Persistence of Time. Among the Living. This was a gift from my sister for my 21st birthday. Love this album. Fistful of Metal and Armed and Dangerous. Second full album, Spreading the Disease, first with Joey Belladonna. It's a band called Artillery. It's actually their first two albums, I believe, Terror Squad and Fear of Tomorrow. Thrash metal band. I think they're from the UK, but I'm not positive. Armored Saint. This is the band that John Bush came from before he joined Anthrax. This is their Symbol of Salvation album. April Wine, Classic Masters, really good 70s rock band. I'm into a lot of 70s rock. I like them. Audio Slave. Of course, if you're Rage Against the Machine or Soundgarden fan, you got to have some Audio Slave. Alice Cooper. Love it to death. Great stuff. Great stuff. This one has I'm 18 on it, as well as Black Juju and the Ballad of Dwight Fry. If you've never heard the Ballad of Dwight Fry, I highly recommend it. It's very good track. Alice Cooper, Killer. And one of the highlights on this, other than Under My Wheels and Halo of Flies, is Dead Babies. The bass line on that song is exquisite. Of course, you got Schools Out. And $1 Billion Babies. I love me some Alice Cooper. I might as well have done this live. Let's see here. I guess this is the next stack. Big Chill soundtrack, because I love the movie. Love the soundtrack. Big Tub of Mista is a... what would you call it? 40s big band, swing band. They're not, I wouldn't say very well known, but my local town does a free concert series on the river, and this is one of the bands that used to come. They don't come anymore. I don't know if they're still together or not, but I saw them and bought 2 of their records because I liked it. It's good stuff. And that's their other one. Time Will Tell. I think this is their second album. Best of Blackfoot, another great southern rock band. This gentleman here was in Lynyrd Skynyrd originally. He was the original drummer before Bob Burns. Yes, some country. Just because I like them. Old Black Hawk. Black Eyed Keys, El Camino. That cover just says it all. Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath. Paranoid. Master of Reality, my favorite Black Sabbath album. Whoop. Black Sabbath Volume 4. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. This is one of the 3 that I bought in high school. My first foray into the band. Black Sabbath Sabotage, probably my second favorite album. Specifically for The Writ, Symptom of the Universe, and Hole in the Sky. Oh, Megalomania, that's also a good one. We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll, their first greatest hits album. Bo Diddley, The Definitive Collection. Bachman Turner Overdrive. Good stuff. Bad Company. If you like making love, all the good stuff. Rocksteady. This album doesn't have a bad track on it. They're all great. Some of those albums, they're just nonstop. 10 from 6. It's 10 songs from the 6 albums. Best of Badfinger. Kind of a little bit of sadness in that band. The Band, music from Big Pink. The Band self-titled album. The Best of the Band. This is a band called Bathory. Black metal. Swords and sorcery type stuff. But anybody who's listened to black metal knows it's pretty fierce. The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. Any collection with any 60s rock is incomplete without this album. You know. Michael Jackson. Bad. I also have his Thriller album on vinyl and Dangerous on cassette. Here we go. This is the rest of my Black Sabbath. Technical Ecstasy. Focus. Black Sabbath, Never Say Die. Last album with Ozzy. I'm not counting that new one because Bill Ward wasn't on it. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. First Dio album. The Mob Rules. Born Again. With, I'm drawing a blank. Lead singer of Deep Purple. Not David Coverdale or Rod Evans. The one in between them. Damn it. Black Sabbath. Headless Cross. Is this the first? No, this is the second album with I can't remember his name either. Tyr or Tyre, Black Sabbath. Dehumanizer, the third Dio album. Cross Purposes. Tony Martin is his name. This was I believe Cross Purposes was the last album that they, no, Forbidden was the last album. And that's this here. I love that cover. Very comic booky. Best of Black Sabbath. Blackstone Cherry. Very good band. I have the first 3 albums, I guess. Kind of Southern Rocky. The lead singer is the big guy. It's Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. Blind Illusion. Les Claypool before Primus. Very good thrash metal. If you get your hands on it, I recommend it. Beach Boys. Whoops. These box sets don't want to stand up. The Beach Boys Original Gold. This has all their hits. The Beastie Boys. Can't go wrong. License to Ill. Paul's Boutique. I believe this is their 3rd album. Sounds of Science. Speaking of box sets. Some stuff from their early, like the punk days and stuff. Beatles Rubber Soul. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The Beatles Abbey Road, my favorite Beatles album. Number Ones. Odelay. Jeff Beck, Truth. And it is. Hello, baby. The best of the Big Bopper. You gotta love it. Janis Joplin. You gotta have some Janis Joplin in your collection. She knew how to perform. Blind Melon. Whoops. Record store was going out of business local here, and they were they had a bunch of these, I guess, packaging-less CDs. So I grabbed them up. That's Blind Melon. Parallel Lines, Blondie. I bought a lot of these albums because of books like albums you must hear before you die. So I started buying albums on that list. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. This is their first album. Very good album. Blood, Sweat, and Tears 3. This is an excellent album. Pick it up. I'm telling you, pick it up. Black Tide. This is another band I saw at Mayhem Fest in 2008. They were all young kids. The oldest one in the group was 20 years old. Lead singer, guitarist was 15 or 16 years old at the time. And they had their shit together, let me tell you. Excellent band. Blind Faith. I mean, when you combine Clapton and Cream and Traffic, you can't go wrong. Can't Find My Way Home. All right. A little bit of German power metal. Blind Guardian, Battalions of Fear. Follow the Blind. You can tell they were very Lord of the Rings influenced. Live album, Tokyo Tales, their first live album. Tales from the Twilight World. Excellent, excellent album. Somewhere Far Beyond. I should have just went live. Imaginations from the Dark Side. This is my favorite Blind Guardian album. Absolutely love it. Night Falls on Middle Earth. Anybody that knows Tolkien, Lord of the Rings lore, this album is solely based on the Silmarillion, which is basically the Bible of the Lord of the Rings realm. It tells the story of everything before Lord of the Rings. Great album. And the last album that I bought for them, Night at the Opera. I think they're 4 or 5 deep since then. This was like 2003, 2004, something like that. This one's going to take forever to upload. Oh. This was a live album. Did you see? Live. Blue Cheer. People talk about Cream having a huge influence on heavy metal. You got to listen to these guys because they were just probably the loudest band on the planet at the time. That's Outside Inside. And this is Vincebus Eruptum. Has the cover of God damn it, Summertime Blues and Parchment Farm. Both excellent songs. The whole album's great. And that's not one of mine. Haha, here we go. Booster Cult. I've showed this in a previous video. It's number 5 of my top 5 albums of all time. Love this album. Tyranny and Mutation, their second album. Secret Treaties. I have 2 more of their albums on vinyl. The one with Don't Fear the Reaper and a live album, On Your Feet or On Your Knees. Great title. The Boo Radleys. I don't think I've ever listened to this one. I don't even know what they are. I just sounded familiar. And, you know, To Kill a Mockingbird. David Bowie, the man who stole the world. Excuse me. Sold the world, dumbass. Honkadore. Rest in peace, Dave. God damn. Ziggy Stardust. Low. And Box Tops Letter. That's a best of from the Box Tops. And that's Shelf 1. If you tuned in, if you stuck with me, thanks for doing so. I know this is just run-of-the-mill stuff. I just want to do it. To hell with it. So if you like music, I recommend any of these. I wouldn't have them in my collection if I didn't. Check them out. Good stuff. And as always, keep collecting, keep reading, and keep sharing.